embarrassing things that seem impossible for anyone else to do. I present to you Michael Lewis Young.
Or as they say in Castellano, Miguel Luis Pole. So today I'm going to talk about blogging. It's a very exciting topic. I hope each and every one of you keeps a blog or keeps some kind of record of your experience, because you are all very fortunate to have been awarded this Fulbright grant, which, you know, William J. Fulbright was very intent that we promote mutual understanding with people of the United States and people of other countries. So in doing so, as a blogger, you are sharing your experiences with Spaniards and with people back in the United States. We're very curious to know about your adventures. You know, you have probably 80 emails in your inbox right now with people asking how your adjustment is going. And you simply do not have the time, as I was discussing with one of the Fulbrighters earlier, to respond to each and every one individually in such exhaustive length, and a blog is a really great way of accomplishing it. So, you know, that's a bit of my philosophy on blogging. You can take from it what you will. And we can go on to the next slide and ask ourselves what kind of blog you would like to keep. Now, you know, there are blogs that are just long blocks of text and people who write, and people who, you know, want to share every detail of their experiences, and people who are out there who are willing to read them. For some of us, that is a great way to improve our writing, to really document and clear detail what our experiences are like. But for others, you know, we actually want to be living the experience, and we don't want to be just tied down to a computer writing that. I mean, I had one, you know, person tell me, it was like, you know, you can watch videos about this country on the internet. You know, you don't have to be constantly looking at your culture through a lens, or, but you know, it's very important to, you know, to document your experience in some way, because these are very important, formative moments that we have. So yeah, I mean, you know, really, the blog is something that should flow from you. You know, it could be a photo essay, it could be something you snap photos of and throw them up on your blog, and you know, that's something that people instantly see and like. You can record yourself just monologuing, or you know, walking around town, and you know, have a visceral sense of what you're seeing. It can be creative writing, humor, satire, politics. You know, it really is up to you. It's choose your own adventure, and you have a number of platforms in which to explore that. So on to the next. I just compiled a number of them. Blogger and WordPress. As I'm sure you know, I'm probably preaching to the choir in most cases. But just go through it. Those are the main two. WordPress is generally, it's a bit more technical. If you have some HTML knowledge, that might be a better platform for you to blog from. But you know, Blogger is very user-friendly, and some people prefer one or the other just stylistically. I'm a Blogger user. I had both accounts. Tumblr, Twitter, Poster, Senga, LiveJournal, Weebly, and more. Microblogging is a really great way to blog without devoting a whole lot of time. I found out that one of these Posterists allows you to blog from your email, so you can really just you know, be keeping a blog while you're multitasking, while you're doing something that's part of your routine that's important. So really, it's up to you, just what you want to make of it. And you know, there are some very creative ones, very funny ones. Twitters are great. I think someone last year started a Twitter feed called Shit Auxiliares Say, and he went into the Auxiliares Facebook group, which has about 1,500 people, and he just gathered some of the silliest and dumbest questions, the most intuitive ones, and he just threw them up on the blog. So sort of exposing some of the naivete that we all bring to our experiences when we first arrive in a new country. You know, there's someone last night was telling me that there is a Twitter feed for the garbage truck that goes around at 4 a.m. in Madrid, and it's just like all these room noises. We were part of this conversation, so that one sounds very strange. But you know, really, it's entirely up to you as to what you would like to respond. So now I will talk about my blog, because this is really why I was asked to give this presentation, and this is kind of the lens through which I view things. So without further ado, I introduce to everyone
Shut up.
Hero. we were talking about ways to sort of capture the experience and, you know, really ways to make it live, make it broadcasting, bring people together. And, you know, I just thought it would be great to have a journal that came from these experiences. So I went through a few name changes. One was auxiliation, this one, Extran Hero Stuck. And the concept began with one farmer in Spain, one piece of paper, and 12 markers. This was, you know, my way of doing something that was simple. I started with a more traditional blog, but, you know, got kind of bored with it. It was just not that engaging to me, and I wanted to do something that drew upon my cartooning and, you know, my humorous outlook, and this was it. So, we may go to the next slide. The first example of Extran Hero, which was my orientation last year. So I was in your position. I had just arrived. We had it in a different place. It was called Colegio Mayor Rendell, and, you know, my luggage had been lost by the airline. So I wore the same clothes at the orientation for all 3 days. And, you know, I didn't comment on it. It wasn't something that was really noticed. I was pretty, like, plain brown shirt. But the receptionist would constantly go up and talk to me. Like, hey, you know, when I'm at luggage, just let me know if the luggage is, you know, really important. I need to use some shampoo. I was like borrowing soap and shampoo from other people. So finally, like, she comes over to me and it's here! And I like, just got really excited. I started running down the hall and she just goes, haha, just kidding. From that day forth, I knew to be pretty wary of the Spanish humor. Next. These are some of the cultural observations I've made of my times in Spain. Coffee cup sizes, you'll find that they're a lot smaller here. You don't drink it by the gallon. Little buttons you have to push to get onto the metro. You know, instead of doors opening automatically. I don't know why, it's just something that exists. Eating dinner at 9 or 10 p.m. You know, you might be hungry beforehand, but this is how Spaniards do it. The tiny non-absorbent, practically translucent napkins that you're wearing these days. So that is something you'll have to deal with. You know, those greasy fingers will really come ungreased after about 100 napkins. And stick shift, if anyone tries to stick, that's a handy skill to have, but I certainly don't know how. On to next. This was my project last year, my side project, No Shave Spain. I did not shave for the entire time I was in Spain.
What?
I know it's like gross, it's crazy. Actually, I trimmed a little, I cheated, but yeah, I grew out a beard for the entire time. And why, you might ask? I mean, there's no real compelling reason. I wanted to show that I had grown and changed, and, you know, instead of just, at the risk of not having done that spiritually, emotionally, personally, intellectually, I had it on my face. There you go. Yeah, this is a little bit about the school. You'll find that you learn the strangest things for your students. I hope you're all, those of you who are teaching assistants in the audience, super excited about getting up there. I played hopscotch. I didn't know how to play hopscotch. It's really fun. You know, I just hopping on 2 legs, 1 leg, handstone, switching. It's a lot of mental gears, and I couldn't really keep them in track. And a lot of the 13-year-old girls who were teaching me this game seem to get a kick out of it. So I hope you all open yourself up to some new paradigm-shifting experiences. And then, of course,
yes.
Because back this year as a renewal, I have a new series of adventures to share with you. Now, I know a number of you were expecting me to be present at the 4 p.m. Presentation yesterday, and I unfortunately did not arrive.
Look at yourself.
What had happened was, and this is my confession, this is going to defame my character, but I must own this story and be forthright. I woke up at what I assumed to be 7:30 and got my day started. It was bright and early. I got groceries, I went to the bank. Really, I accomplished all sorts of things. I sort of set my clocks back. I really I got to Gregorio Marañón early with the idea that I could hop into a Starbucks and get work done for 3 hours, jot up some emails, work on my presentation that I was going to give with Megan. And I leave Starbucks and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm ready, I'm gonna have some lunch first, get to see everyone. And I noticed the sky is gray. I said, you know what, like, that's kind of weird. The weather changed, but, you know, it's okay. And it's kind of odd. So anyway, I got here, I got to, you know, Urbano, and I went to the restaurant. The restaurant was closed. It was a little strange, but no big deal. I figured everyone was getting out of the last workshop. And I walk in, and I see Tori, the first person I see, and I sit down, and she's like, Michael, what happened? What happened? Like, what were you talking about? She's like, you missed your presentation. No, I didn't know I had to be around for the morning sessions. I was just doing this one at 4 o'clock, and here I am. I have everything you need. She's like, no, you know what time it is.
I like my picture.
It's 8:30. So I was 6 hours off. I had spent my entire day on parking time. I had literally, like, my logic the entire day was that I was 6 hours behind when it actually was. It was extremely bizarre. No one believes that this is something a sane person will do. And I hope that I can be a functioning member of society again, because I don't really have confidence in my abilities to do so. So faith in that, at the very least.